Can you make me an intro beat for my podcast?
I did Jimin, I did RM, XG, Nipsey Hussle, Kendrick Lamar.
Just providing education for the next generation of engineer, producer.
Learn how to work as a team. Want to provide something that I didn't have when I was in this very pivotal stage of my career, in my life.
Oh, I'm not gonna do an intro. I'm not gonna do like welcome to my podcast type of intro. But
why not?
That's a little corny. I can't.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Aiding with Aiden podcast. Today we have a guest, Yungin, David, Kim, who's a 3-time Grammy winner. I mean, he's my friend and he's willing to just be here and just talk about how we could help people together. The podcast is just about having a conversation, just finding out a little more about him, who he is as a person and how he's been helping the community already. But we're going to figure out how we could help somebody else or another group together through this conversation. And then after that, we'll actually show you guys the people that we're helping together. Yungin, my friend, is here to help me out with my first podcast right now.
Yeah. Congrats.
Thank you so much.
Congrats on starting a
much.
podcast.
Man.
I love the space.
I got to meet you, through social media initially, but man, Yungin, I respect you a lot for all the work that you've done in the US right now. I mean, there's so many things we could talk about you, but we could hold off on that a little bit. And now you're transitioning to Korea too and doing work in Korea.
Sir.
But just tell the audience a little bit. I know you're a 3-time Grammy Award winning engineer in America. I mean, just to name some of the music that you've produced, it's like produced and engineered. It's amazing. It's endless. But if you could kind of tell me maybe like one of your proudest work that you've done.
I would say the 2 Nas trilogies, those are like my proudest.
First Asian American too, right?
First Korean American in a major category.
Ah, that's crazy.
Yeah, because there's this lady named Cho Sumi. She's a classical singer. She has 2, and then her engineer has 1. But it's in the classical, so we kind of like separate it a little bit, like popular music, and then
yours is popular music too.
Mine's the popular music. The classical music, we kind of separate those.
Yeah. And then what? Like I know you did the J. Cole, J. Hope song.
Yeah, I did the J. Cole, J. Hope song. I did some songs for Big Sean. I did some songs for. I did Jimin. I did RM.
BTS.
A couple songs for them. I've been mixing the XG, Nipsey Hussle, Kendrick Lamar. I forget.
You forget because you've done so many.
When I get on the spot, there's like so many that I forget. Kali Uchis. And who else? I worked with like Pharrell, Post, Ariana.
The Despicable Me 3 soundtrack, right?
Amongst a few.
Just a couple, right? Because I know you've working in this industry for a super long time.
Yeah, it's over 10 years now.
Yeah, I bet everybody who's listening or watching, they've heard of a song that you definitely engineered.
Oh, definitely.
100%. And now you're producing music in Korea, like for Jay Park and Loopy. We got to see Los and all these. Jesse, that's right, Jesse. Like you're like, you know how there's that phrase we go like 손흥민, 봉준호, and then Jay Park put his name. And we got David Yungin in the fourth lead.
Man, and now they a different tier,
Well, you're like more behind the scenes, so people don't know you as much.
Exactly.
But all the work that you've done as a Korean American in the US is amazing.
Thank you.
Right? And just to kind of transition to what this podcast is about, we are going to talk about how we could help the community out together. As you know, I started off by helping the elderly in Korea, and that's how we kind of met initially, right?
Yeah.
We're trying to help people like orphans out, foster kids in Korea together, but unfortunately because of timing and
the privacy laws and stuff,
right, it got a little
sensitive.
difficult. Exactly. So we couldn't do a project together at that time, but I know we will in Korea in the future. But through this podcast, what I'm trying to do is, share a little bit about how you grew up and how you became to be so giving to the community. Because I know you've done multiple communal, projects, and you've just last weekend you just did NAM for free, which is amazing for you to do that for people and speak in front of them. You want to just talk about it a little bit?
Well, in a nutshell, I just want to provide something that I didn't have when I was in this very pivotal stage of my career in my life, and like. The thing is, I'm not saying I'm different, but there's a lot of people that quit at that point in their life when they don't have mentorship, they don't have somewhere to turn to, they don't have community to like cheer them on and tell them that they're on the right path. That's like the end of their chase. And I've heard so many stories, like even with people older than me, they're like, okay, I pursued this passion when I was young, and it got to a point where it's like, okay, well, I'm here doing this by myself. I feel foolish, like there's no faith, and eventually like that dream crumbles. And like I want to be a catalyst. I want to be like someone that helps you inch closer to your dreams or get past that wall of your dreams. Like if I can help one person do that, I feel like that feeling is sometimes greater than like putting out a big record or like mixing a big song, because there's not as much collaboration.
Was there like a pivotal moment that made you realize why you wanted to do that for other people? Was there somebody there for you who did that, or there was nobody?
No, not really. I mean, there were like key figures in my life where like I would hit up once in a while, but there was no like constant mentor. There was no like older brother figure. There was no one like that. So it was really tough, and I thought about giving up a lot.
Oh,
and
yeah? Oh, wow.
Yeah, like there was a certain point in my life where for a stretch of like 2-3 years, every single day, like I was thinking about how to quit instead of how to like pursue.
And how long ago was that? Like, was that in the beginning of your career?
Yeah,
or?
That was closer to the beginning. I would say like 2012 to like 2015, around there were like some of the hardest periods of my life, because I wasn't where I thought I was gonna be. And that's part of me just being very stubborn and me being very arrogant in my approach to life. Like, okay, if I do this, then I'm going to get this. But, things don't go according to your plan. Things go according to God's plan. And sometimes you got to wait it out.
So during those stages, you were hustling, bustling, trying to make it and work on yourself and, study. And then at what point did you think that, oh, now I'm there and I want to give back? Or did you already do that when you were struggling too?
No, definitely not. It wasn't until, I didn't get the attention until like the Grammys and the accolades. That's when like people started hitting me up on social media, especially like the younger kids, the younger Korean Americans. They would hit me up like, hey, what did you do to get past the how did you make it as a Korean, right? As a minority in this industry? And like for some reason that question bugged me a lot. Oh, I did. Because like I never thought about that when I was coming up. It was just, how do I get in? How do I fit in? How do I make them respect me? It's not, oh man, I have these disadvantages or these handicaps, right? And then my first thing was like, okay, I have to flip the script on that. Like I have to convince people that it's actually, we possess something that they don't have, and we have something to bring to the table that's fresh. And luckily, right now, like K culture is super hot, and like I would kill to be in high school right now or like in college right now, like. we're in such a blessed position. So, utilizing that and just maximizing that and applying to your life.
So what, maybe we could talk about, I know you're a humble person, and so you don't like tell people what you've done and what you've done to help people, but just to showcase like some of the things that maybe you've done to change someone's life, or like a project that you've done to help out the community, you think you could share, I don't know, one or two that you remember?
Well, June, my assistant, he is actually my dad's friend's son.
Okay.
From Colorado. He was in high school when I first met him. He was in LA, but he's from Colorado.
Okay.
They asked me if I could meet him just to kind of like give him direction in life. And then I met him, and then he ended up choosing to go to the same school that I went to, which is Musicians Institute, and he wanted to study engineering. And he's a guitar player, so he could have done anything else. So it's like, okay, if you come to LA, then I'll take you under my wing, And for the last like 3-4 years, like we've been working together, and I've been taking him everywhere. He has like his own room next to my room at the studio. And before him, I had another, assistant. His name was Marvin. He hit me up out of the blue, and I took him on because he was a fellow 49er fan. And I taught him everything. I like those two. Like I'm an open book. I teach them everything I know
for free.
Yeah, for free.
Wow.
Yeah, and if anything, I paid them.
Just to kind of be your assistant.
Yeah.
Basically, you're teaching them and guiding them on how to be the next engineer, right?
So that's on an individual level. I do this thing called Aim Fest out in Korea. I've done it twice now. Once in 2019, once in 2022. It's basically an educational event where we show the creation of a song from scratch to finish, like how a beat is created, and then how an artist writes to the beat, how they record to the beat, the relationship between the artist and the engineer, and then after they record it, the song being mixed. So we create a studio on stage, and we literally show the song being made from nothing to a completed song within 7 hours. So that is like that's like one of my biggest projects. This year we're doing it in Singapore and Seoul. And I'm trying to expand like all throughout like Southeast Asia and Asia. Wow. I want to hit like Japan. I want to hit Indonesia. I want to hit Thailand, Vietnam, Philippines, and yeah.
You're basically showing them how to make music and show them the process, and anyone could come.
Anyone can come.
Anyone could come and just watch you guys do it, watch you work on music and see how it's created, and they get inspired by that. What do you also like do giveaways, or you give them free things, or
the first one we did, the one we did in 2022, we charged like $200.
Okay.
But it came with like $500 worth of plugins. So you get double what you paid for, and you get the experience, and you get the networking opportunity. This year we're doing it a little bit differently. We're doing it at a smaller price point. But then like we'll have packages where it's like if you buy like a VIP package, then you'll get like certain plugins and things like that. And we want to make it accessible to like all the students, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know you're really big about education and teaching the next generation, and you want to provide resources for the students, and and that's what we talked about. We want to use your skill set, ability to try to see if we could help somebody out and kind of teach or guide the next generation of, find somebody who we could help to be the next Yungin in America, maybe was there somebody that you maybe had in mind, or I know you're doing like a class sometime at your studio, right? You bring people over and they get to learn. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
So that's kind of like a subdivision of Aim Fest.
Oh, okay.
I call it Song Lab.
Song Lab.
It's basically a more intimate version of Aim Fest. It's like it's limited to 20 seats because the studio is a little bit smaller, of course. And then you get really hands-on experience. You get to ask questions straight up. Like last one we did was, I think we did it in October, and we had Hit Boy there. We had Kaylin Arnold and Devon Terrell, the pretty big artists, and me and Tizio, which Tizio is like Chris Brown's engineer, Jack Harlow's engineer. He mixes like all the big stuff right now. So it was basically, we had people fly in from like Mississippi, New York, like Florida, everywhere to fill those 20 seats, sold out in like 2 days. And that's another thing that we're trying to constantly do. And that's something that I want to take over to Korea and like Japan as well.
Is there a price for that one?
That one was $500.
$500.
Yeah.
And the tickets are sold just online. First come, first serve. Is that
first come, first serve?
I see.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be crazy. It would be cool if we could like save a couple spots, one or two that you or I could even fund for somebody to come join. Like, you know,
that's easy.
Yeah. That'd be. It's easy for you, but it's an amazing opportunity for that person, right?
For sure.
Like someone who doesn't know about it, someone who hasn't met, you know, the people that you talked about, but is dreaming, striving to be that the next person wants to get hands on it. If they could get that opportunity and for free, you know, I feel like that would be another
amazing
that we could do together.
Or I can even do like, we can choose like a random person where I can do like a 2-hour consultation, like at the studio.
Alone?
You know, alone.
By yourself? One-on-one?
One-on-one.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Wow. I think that'll be more worthwhile.
You think so?
That's more special.
Oh, wow. You'd be willing to do that for somebody?
Yeah, for sure. The only thing would be like, what if they're from out of country? Are we flying them out?
If the flight is cheap enough, affordable enough, then I'll pitch into that. That'll be cool. Right. Wow. How many people?
Shoot, you let me know.
No, I can't. I can't force you to have.
Also, this might be news to you, but end of March, I might be moving to Korea for like 6 months.
Moving?
Well, I'm packing my stuff here.
You are?
And I'm putting it in storage and like leaving it kind of open-ended.
What's happening? Tell me about it. What's happening?
Well, I want to really focus on that educational stuff. I want to lock in on like production. Trying to get in on like some big K-pop songs this year. That's like a goal of mine. Like a couple placements in K-pop, and then also actively working like K-hip hop as a producer more.
Oh wow!
And then eventually build up my label and have my own artist
in Korea.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a big change too.
Yeah, it's gonna be huge, and I'm like, ever since I made up my mind about it, every single day I walk down the stairs, I'm like, I think about all the memories because I've been at my place for like 6 years.
Yeah.
So like every single day I'm like, damn, we did this here, this milestone, everything. So like every day I'm like, ooh. Even when I get to the studio, I'm like, okay, leaving this is gonna be tough. But I feel like I need like a fresh, not a fresh start, because it's not gonna be a fresh start, but I kind of need a change of pace, like a change of scenery.
Yeah.
And I think like Korea really calls to me.
Oh, okay.
And I think there's a lot of work to be done, not just in Korea, but like through Asia. And Korea is such a good gateway, 6-hour flight to Singapore, like 5 hours to Philippines, whatever.
Right.
Rather than, going out from LA every time.
Yeah. So, and you're a very talented person in the U.S. And if you take your talents to Korea, to Asia, you're opening doors for, artists, or you're opening doors for different engineers or producers to be able to work with you, right? And so you could teach them skills, you could expand the horizons of just music in Asia too. So wow, that's a really big change. What are you gonna do with your studio?
My studio, right now I'm looking for like someone to sublease it to.
Oh, okay.
Like someone I trust. And if I can't find that, then I'm just going to wrap it up.
Oh, because your studio, I don't know if we're allowed to share where or what it is.
Oh,
but
Chalice?
Yeah.
It's a big, it's like the best location.
It's the best where everybody comes to, you know, record their songs. Like
so I want to keep it. I want to keep it as if I can, because if it doesn't work out in Korea, I want to come back and have somewhere to work. You know what I mean?
It'll work out in Korea, but it's still.
Still, dang, that's the hardest thing to let go for me. I think.
I see. And your supportive wife, Connie, is going with you.
Yep.
Oh wow! So the entire family.
She's actually kind of excited about it too, because you know, Connie, I think she resonates with just the culture. And every time we're out there, like she's like a different person.
Oh, you could sense that. Oh, and Connie, I mean, she also wanted to help me out with the orphanage in Korea. She was really passionate about talking to the elderly, the orphans, and like she wanted to help out with the projects that I'm doing too. So, I mean, you guys are a great couple doing great work. And
thanks.
Dang. So end of March, huh? So we gotta find these people to come before February, March, and get them in the studio. Inspire them. Maybe who knows? Maybe we'll all become friends.
And then maybe if there's someone from Korea, then I can I can link with them there.
Do Korea? We could do America. Yeah. Okay. Let's set a number. Like one person in America. 2. 1, 2.
Let's go 1.
Okay, one person in America. To start. Someone to come and you could just guide them, teach them a little bit, answer questions, like for 2 hours, 1 hour, 2 hours.
Sure.
That's already amazing. And then, so we're going to film like a part 2 of this podcast where we show the reaction of that person to, you know, come into your studio and, you know, like kind of the interaction. We won't film like what you guys talk about with your skill set, but like, you know.
We can totally do that.
Yeah, that'll be amazing. Fun. And then we do a part 3 in Korea when we meet in Korea. And then how many people in Korea?
1 or 2.
1 or 2? Yeah. And the guys speak English? Or can you speak Korean?
I can speak Korean. Oh, yeah. I'm pretty fluent.
Okay. Do you have some Korean fans on your Instagram or your followers?
Sure. Yeah,
okay. We could do one of your fans to come and that'll be amazing.
Cool. Yeah. How do you want to do it? Like, how should we? You know how some YouTubers on the podcast they'll pick one random person, like type this in the comments and then you'll be entered.
Well, I don't want to like follow.
Nah,
I don't want to do like a follow like clickbait type thing, but just to like, I just want to help out the community with you.
Yeah.
So I mean, you could just we could post together on a.
IG?
I mean, IG story, and then maybe like a story from them, like maybe if they're struggling in some way or they didn't have an opportunity or don't have the resources, like we'll prioritize that. And if they're really into, you know, actually are investing into making music and engineering, producing, then we'll prioritize those 2 things and provide an opportunity for somebody who maybe didn't have that. So that'll be amazing here. And in Korea, I mean, anybody would be blessed to, you know, get some kind of time with you. I mean, here too, but same thing. I mean, we could try to help out somebody who, I wouldn't say like low income, but like a student, like your passion of yours. Like,
how about we can throw in like like a VIP package to AimFest Seoul.
Hey, more Yungin David is just pouring out his gifts onto.
I think that would be cool.
That'd be amazing. That one probably somebody from Korea because the flight ticket's a little too expensive.
I'm talking about the Korean participants.
Hey, you know what? If somebody is willing to sponsor it, I mean, we could fly somebody out
for sure. US yeah. We need to hit up Korean Air or like Air Premium.
But yeah, I mean, anything could. That's amazing. I mean, so VIP experience in Korea for AimFest, and that that's like what kind of things would they be able to experience?
I think we're still yet to kind of like we don't have that in stone yet, but it's gonna have like meet and greet. It's gonna have the like VIP front row tickets to AIM Fest. It's gonna have like merch, some plugins, software. So I think there, and then we can do like an hour in a studio, like consulting session.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's amazing. Because if you're open, I know. He used to be a foster home or an orphan in Korea, but he recently graduated. They say graduation after the age of 18. So now you're on your own and you have to figure out how to, live on your own without parents and without a community. And I know this person that I found through an orphanage. He's trying to make music, but
no way.
People in Korea, like just even in America, like Asians or they kind of push you against creative work, right? It's like not as stable in the older generation's eyes. It's something that you can't create like a stable income for if you're not at a certain point in their career. And so this person is really passionate about trying to make music, trying to rap, it being in the hip hop scene. But even they call them dads, like the orphanage, like the person who runs it, right? They call him dad, and dad is kind of discouraging against it because as a parent you want them to kind of have a like we talked about, stable job and go to college and things like that. But if we could get him to come too, if you have another spot, if you're willing, give him some inspiration, give him some tools that he might need to take it to the next level. That would be amazing opportunity. I mean, it's not everybody needs that little boost, but for people who without parents, it's like even less. Like you're dealt cards that are less weaker and not as strong, and so you have to work a little bit harder. Right. And so us just reaching out to that kind of community, people who we could kind of uplift and help out so that we could at least be in the same playing field. That would be amazing. And I think it would be a perfect opportunity for him to meet you, and you could provide like even 1 hour.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Let's do it.
That's amazing. Thank you so much.
Yeah, book that.
I feel like he'd be so happy, and like even once, just like watching you work on something. Like even I love music, but I don't know like how to engineer and produce. But when you showed me like your music in the studio, like it was inspiring for me. I wanted to make music. After that, I want to start creating beat and produce.
That's the goal, man. That's the goal.
Like if you could do that for me, imagine the people who are really interested and dreaming to be in this industry.
Everybody wants to be a musician.
You think so?
Secretly,
everybody.
That's a like when you listen to or a dancer or something in that creative, like everybody in their life at least one time is considered, I want to be a singer, I want to be a rapper, I want to be a producer. You don't think so?
I definitely want to become a better singer for sure. And like it's kind of a corny story, but like back when I used to make TikTok videos in 2020, like a lot of okay, but I used to make like pharmacy videos. I made videos to help people where like I give them general ideas or general information about like over-the-counter medication. Like people didn't know, like the things that people didn't know that could help them. But during that time, the trend was like kind of making a music background trending for everybody, and so that would be playing in every video for everybody. I didn't share this into anybody, but like I would kind of record on my phone, like because I have a little bit of deep voice when I just talk. Like I'm a little excited, so I'm like talking in a higher pitch, but like when I talk, I just talk like this. And there were a lot of like songs or music that was like bass and that was like popular, and so I was like, maybe I want to be that voice, and I kind of recorded myself doing it. But it's like I didn't even have an iPhone back then. It was like Android, so like it didn't have good quality sound.
Oh my god,
it was horrible. So I gave up that
we need to pull this. We need to pull this footage. We need to pull these TikToks.
You'll never find it. I didn't post it.
They're gone. They're gone.
Of course, they're gone. I will never post that.
We'll pay good money for this.
But you're right. Like everybody dreams to be like music. Like everybody listens to music, and you know, everybody sings some like in the shower or something. So like you're right. Everybody has that dream, and you know. If we could plant that in people's lives through, you know, I know we're helping 1, 2, 3, 4 people, but when we share these videos and how they're inspired and how you're helping, like it inspires more people than that.
For sure.
Not just 4, but it multiplies. Like, you know, social media is a great tool just to, I think, to inspire people.
Yeah.
And so, man, I think what we're doing right now, what you're providing for free to people, it's amazing, and it's gonna inspire so many people.
That's the thing about like inspiration and love is when you spread it, they want to spread it. Like anyone that receives it wants to give it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it goes against. It's so opposite again from like what we grew up thinking, because like when we're kids, we're full of wonder and we want to help people. We want to do this, and then as we become adults, we become a little bit more closed off because we see like the world for what it is and how people are, and you know, you start being more reserved about your information and about your love, and but then the more you give, like the more it comes back. The only opportunity you have to get it back is if you put it out there.
That's actually amazing, because you know, even myself, I'm like a philanthropist, content creator, but I do struggle with that. Like as selfish as that sound, like I'm selfish by nature. I would say, you know, everybody's selfish but by nature. I would say, you know, I'm selfish, and just like you said, like you want to kind of like hold on to your gifts as long as you can, and you don't want to share it to the world. But I'm trying to be out of that. I'm trying to practice to be outside of that. That's why I started this, you know, social media and this podcast too. And exactly like you said, giving other people blessing is blessing for yourself too, honestly. And I'm learning that through this. I'm learning it from you. Honestly, personally, just having interactions with you, like the way you like accepted me in Korea and like how you showed me to
We had
people.
a lot of fun in Korea.
We did have a lot of fun. But like we wouldn't be able to have that if you didn't, you know, kind of accept me to your wings and, you know, introduce me. You connected me to a lot of people, and I appreciate that. And I learned that from you. Learned that from like just like our conversation in the studio. Like we had a 4-hour full conversation nonstop, and we like connected somehow. And like I felt like you were so genuine. But a lot of people, like I get hurt too, where like they'll promise things and kind of it's just like all talk. And so I'm sure a lot of people agree too. It's like you kind of get hurt by like disappointed by someone or something, and you kind of give up on the world and the helpful community. But like meeting someone like you like actually followed through when we were in Korea together. You like invited me to events, and you helped me get connected to people, and you know, you bought me food and all that stuff. And like I really felt the genuineness in your heart, and I wish that people could meet you, and people could meet people like you to be able to be inspired and have that heart to help other people too. Like once you receive that, you get that heart to help others too.
You know what key in that is like knowing your boundaries. Like not going out of my way to help you or keep my word, but promising things that are in my means.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's when you really get disappointed, is if I'm doing all these things for you that I'm going out of my way to do, and then I don't receive anything back, then that can turn into disappointment. But I will never promise something that I can't do, and also that I can't do without being too distracted, or like without having to do too much extra. You know what I'm saying?
That's
and like
and
it goes back to when you were saying, you know, people are innately selfish, right? I'm super selfish too, but how can I find a way to serve me and serve you too? You know what I'm saying? Because being selfish, as long as I get mine, I'm okay. But if I can help me and you at the same time, and then it's a win-win.
Wow.
Everyone's selfish, but you can be selfish in a helpful manner too.
Oh, you're putting it in a very like you're saying selfish for yourself, but what I saw in you was like that. When you say it's a win for you and win for another person, that win to me for you it seemed very small in my eyes from another person's perspective. And so it looked like you were doing it just for another person. And so I think that working on that boundary or that mindset, that perspective that you have to think that, I'm being within my boundary, but then in the worldly standard, that's actually like something very noble. And so I think we all need to strive to be at that level where, like that's a great advice where you need to stay within your, comfort boundary. But then that boundary, if it's wide enough, like you're just giving to other people is your comfort, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like helping people is your comfort. Yeah. And I could really sense that in you, and that spectrum is really wide for you. And that helped me to try to give more and helpful to the community, and so that motivated me too and inspired me. And so I just want to say thank you for that.
You're welcome.
And I'm excited to like just show people through what we're talking about right now, and like the part 2 and the other videos that we'll film together, not just to like show that we're good people, but like just to really inspire that goodness, that blessing in others' hearts, so that they could do it for others too. And so that's the goal, and that's the, that's what we want to do. That's why we're here,
Yeah.
And that's something that it's like we don't know that about you unless you have a personal relationship with you. Like I have that with you, so I know that, and I want to showcase that to other people through this conversation. Because who would know, right?
Yeah.
Like you're just a great artist, great producer, engineer, which is amazing. I already respect you for that. But there's that heart in you that I want everyone to know about you too. So
appreciate that,
man. No, I mean, thanks for being here too. Like you are so busy. You just gave me hours of your time today to be here and to inspire people and help me out too. Like I thank you so much.
And it's the first episode.
And it's the first.
No, that's my honor, bro. Like I hope this blows up and this becomes huge, so that people can scroll back and be like, oh, David was the first one.
Man, we're filming. You're the first guest to be here, but it might not be the first one. Now just to explain, it's gonna be the part 1 of us talking podcast, and then in the same week I'm gonna release a part 2 of us helping people out. But then I have to get both of those footages finished and release it together, in the same week. So it might be somebody who come 3 weeks later who finished helping people out before. Unless we do it right away,
Run it. Run it.
Because I mean, you
make the post today.
We definitely can. Because I know you're busy, but you still do go out of your way to, make that time for other people. Like, this is kind of crazy that you do this, but you respond to everybody in your DMs. Like just random people who message you.
Everybody. Every single person.
In the creator world, right? Yeah. You get so many DMs, like it's hard to reply to everybody.
But it's because I don't have as many followers as you.
That's not what I'm trying to say.
If I had like 10x people DMing me, I don't know if I'll be able to. But I try. But I do reply to whatever I'm at right now. But
he does have a lot of followers. But
I'm talking about if I had 100K, 200K, the amount of people DMing, I don't know if it'll serve me to
but that's gonna happen within a couple of months. So you gotta keep your words to. You gotta keep your words.
I'm gonna try my best.
And it's gonna be in Korean too now.
Yeah.
So
man.
You have to learn to type in Korean.
I could read, but sometimes if it's 1 or 2 sentences, I'll just read it and then I'll reply. But then anything longer, because sometimes I'll get like long ass paragraph in Korean, and I'm like, copy ChatGPT. Okay. Yeah.
Wait, are you having ChatGPT answer for you?
Or no, just translate. Yeah. I use ChatGPT every single day.
Yeah, me too.
For everything.
Actually, me too.
Yeah.
Some of the questions, I gotta be honest. Some of the questions that I came up with to ask you, that's
No, that's smart. That's smart. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but some of the DMs that you get are like in depth. It could be questions like about how to do things. Like my things are like a lot of people encourage me and motivate me, and so it's easy to like say thank you and you know, like just kind of read it and feel good and be motivated to help the next person. But for you, I'm sure you get those too, but I feel like, do you get a lot of the ones that like ask you questions? And so
I get people like, hey, can you listen to my album? And then I'm like, okay, cool. Sometimes I won't listen to it. I'm like, right? Because it's like, I'm not going to listen to 20 songs like
but
in the middle of my day.
Still?
I do. I'm like, all right, if I got time, I'll check it out. And then they'll like hit me back an hour later, like, what did you think of it? I'm like, oh, I didn't get a chance to listen to it yet.
Okay,
bro.
so you are still busy.
Let me let you know, you know. And then I'll try, but it's like, but sometimes it's tough. And then like if it's like engineering questions, I try to answer it.
Oh wow!
Because those are the people that like that have priority to me.
Okay,
right? You know.
So
what I mean?
if you're an engineer, if you're striving to be that, I'll put his Instagram in the detail. Just test him out.
Just test me out.
Maybe message him some questions, or I don't know. Maybe he'll help you out.
ChatGPT some questions.
Maybe not, but you know, I think Yungin David is he's genuine, and so if he could see that you're genuine about your questions and you really need the help, I feel like he will actually help you out. So
I will. Definitely.
Yeah, who knows? Hit him up. See. He will help you out. It's another opportunity for him to give to the community too. So
for sure.
If you're actually serious about it, don't waste his time too much because he's busy. I know that. So if it's a really serious question that you have that you want him to answer, just give him a DM and I'm sure he'll be able to answer you too. Oh wow, dang. So wow, I didn't expect this much like giving from you. To be honest, I just thought like maybe we could help one person out together, but you've already opened up doors for like even the listeners, like not in person, to just be able to open that door to have communication with you.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. It's hard. Like it's an industry where you can't really get to without somebody plugging you in, or if you're rich, or like if you're really, really talented, you know? So like the fact that you're able to do this for the community, I think it's amazing.
Yeah. My whole thing is I want to always be accessible. You know what I mean? Like I want people to meet me and be like, "Oh, you're just a regular person." Like that's like the greatest compliment that you can give me.
Wow.
Like I don't want to be like I don't want to be better than. I don't want to be looked at in a different light. I just want to be like. I just want people to be able to relate to me, and when they meet me or they DM me, it's just like, oh shoot, it's just like talking to a regular person.
Yeah, which I felt that too. I mean, I know that you're really amazing engineer, and people like line up to see you, but when I talked to you, it felt like we're friends. Like we just met like in high school or something. I know you're older than me too, but like you treat me as like a really close younger brother. You respect me too in ways that other people may not because I'm younger. And so I really thank you for that. Like you're really, I'm not just saying this, but you're a really genuine person. And like I really do want to like, we're going to go to lunch after. The only way like I could say thank you, like at least food. Like I want to treat you out to food.
Oh,
so
thanks, man. I appreciate it. You don't need to do anything. You know what I mean? I don't do what I do like expecting anything in return. So
which I feel. So I want to do more for you.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's how you share the love, and then you get the love back. You know,
man. I strive to be like that, and so thanks for inspiring me too.
For sure,
man. So I have another question. Like in the long run, like what do you like envision maybe like something you want to do for the community? Like I know you talked about like just providing education for the next generation in the music industry. Like where do you see that going? Like, do you want to create like I know you talked about a label too, but I guess in terms of the communal help and the impact that you want to make, do you have like a vision that you've maybe thought of or maybe you could think about right now too? Because it's a great opportunity to just kind of create some kind of goal, right? Like even if you didn't think about it, like it's something that you could maybe kind of look back to this episode, be like, wow, I talked about that and look where I am now. And I'm actually helping out these many people or like even little amount, but like I'm impacted this much in this person. Like, do you envision anything like that in the future?
I don't know. I'm kind of short-sighted when it comes to that. But what I do know right now, I have, a Discord community. I have like a little over 1,000 people in it. And it consists of artists, producers, and engineers. And sometimes just fans, right? And we're active on Discord all the time. And in our Discord, that's where people ask questions and then our community answers questions.
Oh, so you're already doing that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So your Discord.
So it's part of like, so my YouTube is all up in the mix. That's like my company here. And the Discord is under the all up in the mix umbrella. And then I Twitch stream 2 times a week. And basically during that, I'm interacting with chat all the time. Like they ask the craziest questions and sometimes it's completely off topic, but we still have fun and I interact with the community like on a weekly basis.
And again, this is for free that you're doing.
That's for free too.
Just out of your time.
If you like it, you can subscribe, which is like $5 a month.
It helps you. It doesn't like, I know it doesn't like bring you, that's not your main source of income. So it's just like a little like, I appreciate you token.
But
right?
maybe eventually that's what I become. Like
you're gonna try to be a creator, you streamer.
You know what I mean? Like who knows?
Like, opening doors for opportunities. That's good too. Dang, I see. So, I mean, what we talked about today, we already have a couple people that we're helping out directly through this podcast. And so that's going to be amazing. And we could just continue to talk about it, talk about other opportunities that rise. And we could definitely show that to our viewers as well as your fans and hopefully my followers too. And maybe we'll inspire people to do the same, whether it's in the music industry or something else they're really good at in their industry. I feel like it's gonna be amazing. How long did we talk for? 50? Hey, we talked for 50 minutes already? Time flew by fast.
That's normal.
Wow. Because like, when I used to be a pharmacist, like when I talk about like pharmacy stuff, I guess I wasn't passionate about it. And so like 10-minute conversation would feel like, an hour.
Bro, like 3-hour conversation is like pretty normal for me.
Oh yeah. I mean, but I
can pretty much talk about anything.
Really in the business of helping people too. So this is what you're passionate about. And that's why I have you here too. And so I think that's why we had a really, easygoing conversation, and it's just naturally like we just thought about things that how we could help people here, there, and so like that's what I like about you, the people that I meet through this, and we're gonna take that part 2 project. We're gonna make it happen, and we're gonna show our viewers and see if it could impact 1 or 2 people's lives like greatly. And is there anything you wanna kind of share or talk about before we end?
If you're into music, if you're an artist, producer, engineer, check out our Discord. Come hang out with us on Twitch. We stream on Wednesdays and Fridays. And follow me to be updated on like all the educational events and things like that that I'm throwing in Korea, in Singapore. I might throw one here before I leave. Who knows? Just keep up to date with that. And there's a lot of opportunities and there's a lot of ways that I'm trying to give back. Right now I'm doing a beat contest.
Okay.
So we have 32 contestants. We're doing beat contest, and then the winner of the beat contest, we're going to use that beat to do a songwriting contest where people record a song over that beat.
Oh wow!
And then we're going to take that song, the winner of that contest, and do a mix contest with it. So right now there's like a 3-part contest series that I'm holding.
You're holding it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So if you are, I mean, I don't know when this is going to air, but if you have the opportunity to join any of those, tune in.
Oh, and by doing that, you're providing like a opportunity to showcase your music and your talent to other people.
And I have like cool grand prizes, like like a MIDI keyboard, software like worth at like $1,500. The songwriting contest, the grand prize is going to be a microphone.
Wow, and you're funding all this too, and
I got sponsors for them.
Oh, you had other sponsors to fund your project and give it to the community, which is amazing, right? You're providing other resources to through you to other people.
Yep.
Wow, so free things and opportunity to that's what they really want, right? Opportunity to showcase their music to people that may not be able to listen to their music, like someone like you or people that you work with that could possibly sign them on or make them work for them or work together to make music that we could listen to maybe next year, right? Wow, that's amazing. Yeah. I know you dropped a lot of inspirational bombs today, but is there one last thing maybe you want to tell people to inspire or anything, advice?
I would say learn to accept help. Learn how to work as a team. And I think every time I do these podcasts, the advice changes, and it kind of exemplifies my evolution, right? It used to be be positive, you can do it, and that kind of stuff. But it's at this point in my career, I think as an individual, you're really good at something. You find other individuals that are good at their thing, and then team up and I think networking is just the most important thing in this era.
Accepting help, I think it's huge. Even people who think that they don't need the help, it's not only does it feel nice to receive help, but it actually helps you to help other people. Accepting your help, if I receive your help and I get more resources, you have more resources to help more people around you as well. So if you look at it that way, it's not something selfish that you're doing by accepting help, but it's something that if you're in the means of not sucking up everything from that person, but accepting some resources and tools and opportunities if they're willing to give. If you could provide that to other people when you're at a place where you can offer that to other people.
Pass it on.
Exactly. You could keep it passing it on and you could multiply it. So it's not just 1 to 1 to 1. It's one person to you. Now it's 10 people to other people, not 10 people to 100 people. And so I think that's a really great advice actually, because I struggle with that too. I struggle to accept help. I gave up my job and I gave up my salary, and so I'm not making money, but people have offered to kind of help me out in ways to pay my bills and things like that. But in the beginning, I'm I can't take that. I can't take your money. You worked so hard for it. But couple things when I receive help, I still feel kind of weird for accepting in the beginning, but I know it's gonna help a lot of people by what I'm doing and what we're doing together. And so, learn to accept help too if you are not very good at it. Thanks for that advice.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's go help let's find that person. Let's find the people that we could help in the States and then in Korea, and then we could show our viewers. All right. Thanks for coming. That's how we end it.
That was the end. That's how we're ending it.
We don't want a.
That's how we're ending it.
That's how we're ending it.
Well, thanks for coming by.
Okay.
That was a great conversation. I can't wait to see what the future holds for La La La.
Hey, put that in. Yeah. David, thanks for being here. I appreciate your time. Yes, I'm so excited to see the people that we impact together, the community that we could inspire together. And if you guys tune into the next episode, we're going to have other guests like David, who's very inspirational, who's helping the community already, and we're going to figure out how we could help other people through their talents and their resources. And so just tune in for next week, and podcast. Aiding with Aiden podcast. Okay, I've cut it well.
No.